Welcome to Back to School Night. This is Mr. Plank. I'm your son or daughter's integrated math 2 teacher. And I wanted to just provide a quick video for my parents who weren't able to attend this evening. Just want to be able to share the information. I understand that everyone cannot make it to parent night. There's a lot of conflicts out there, and I thought this was a quick and easy way for you to get some of the information. So first, I want you to know we're all on the same team. It's student, teacher, and parents. We're all working together for the success of your student. And I can tell you right now that parent involvement makes a huge difference. I can tell when a parent is monitoring their student and providing the external motivation they may need sometimes to have success. And I greatly appreciate it. Uh, Core responsibilities. I'm not going to go through all these, but I will say we are building a new course. So Integrated Math 2, we are in the process of building a new course. So a lot of my time this year is really building new lessons and new materials for my students. Because of that, I will be organizing everything still in Google Classroom. I know our district and school is moving towards Canvas. Just need to focus on just building the content this year, and then the following year starting to put that up on Canvas is my plan. Um, Communications are mainly through the grade book and email. For special situations, we can have phone calls and meetings as well. A little bit, who's Mr. Plank? This is my 19th year at Oakmont, so I built a pretty good reputation on this campus. Um, I asked this question on my survey at the end of the course with students to get feedback. I take this as my customer satisfaction survey, and typically I end up 86 to 92% positive feedback. A student would recommend me to a sibling or a friend, take my class. I get 6 to 14%. This is just another math teacher, so I haven't really made a good connection with those students. And then typically I get anywhere from 0 to 4% that think I'm the worst teacher in the history of mathematics. So that's what I get on a pretty consistent basis over the last 3-4 years I've been doing this survey. Student core role responsibilities, attending and actively engage in every lesson. The active engagement is a key component. A consistent effort to complete all their assignments, learn from your mistakes, asking questions, seeking clarification, whether that's from me or with their teammates. Coming in intervention on our intervention priority day. So second period is Tuesdays, third is Thursdays, and fourth is Friday. Willingness to put in the extra time to catch up in the course if they do fall behind. And then focus on the learning, and the grade will follow is what I like to tell my students. We talk about trust the process a lot of times, but it's really you got to embrace the process first and then trust that it will work. Parent core responsibilities and role is make sure your teen's attending class when they're healthy. Um, get them to put in the extra time required to catch up if they are away from school for a number of days. A lot of students want to say, "Oh, I missed 3 days, but oh well, just ignore that. I'm going to start up from here." No, you missed 3 days, you're still responsible for that material. Consistently monitor your team's progress and provide them with feedback. Provide that external motivation if required. Respect our limited class time as far as trying to make those dental appointments or doctor's appointments. Can you do it outside of math class as possible? Uh, Family vacations, those types of things during the school year do impact students' learning and their performance in the class. Uh, Coaching your teen, encourage them to communicate with their teachers. So I'm with your student every day. The best thing to do is instead of you send me an email and say, "Hey, Johnny says they turned this in or they did this," and no, let's have Johnny communicate with me. So you coach him at home. Say, "Johnny, I want you to talk to Mr. Plank. What if you turn this assignment in? Is it in? I want you to have that in the grade book by the end of the day." And then, or I want to know from Mr. Plank why you didn't turn in or whatever the situation is, and I communicate, and then you follow up with it from home, right? If they turn in a late assignment, it doesn't necessarily get turned in right away, right? So I'm pretty good though if I know a student says, "Hey, my mom or dad are on my case about this," I say, "Okay, come see me at the back end of class. We'll take care of it. We'll put it in right then and there before you leave my class. And it's there. Everybody's happy." So I don't have a problem doing that. I appreciate that you're following up at home, and so if that's the case, we'll do that. But it's not my normal process when assignments are late. It may take me a number of days before I get to that late assignment. just part of my process. Um, Topics of the course, the big ideas, right? Right now we're working with probability statistics. We'll be working with characteristics of graphs, sequences, pattern recognition. We'll look at some regression, linear and quadratic, and modeling as well. We'll have systems of inequalities. Probably the biggest algebra in the course, other than systems, is we spend a lot of times with quadratic functions and solving quadratic equations. You'll see that in two parts. Vertex form and factor form of quadratic functions, and they're solving those equations, and the standard form of quadratics. That's pretty much old algebra 2. That's usually a challenging part of the course for lots of students. And then geometry and right triangle trigonometry, we have that scheduled for, I believe, after Thanksgiving, between Thanksgiving and the end of the semester. Course goals: I want students to become better problem solvers. We're going to increase their critical thinking skills, promote deep conceptual understanding. Probably the most important one up here is perseverance, right? You learn to persevere and complete challenging tasks. Don't give up. Improve both their math and general communication skills. Actually, this is a big one as well. Really trying to get the kids to communicate in the classroom, talk about the math, but just basic oral communications skills. Really developing those in our class. And then, ultimately, I want them prepared for the next level. So they're going to go to IM3 or data science after this course. I want them prepared to do well there. I want them prepared for upper level math. So I'm trying to build that foundation for them to have success moving forward. How students are assessed. This is how we're grading at Oakmont. It is 25% is your weekly engagement, daily engagement, weekly grade book. There'll be some other assignments that go in the engagement category, classwork type stuff. Precision is your assessments, your quizzes and assessments. Sometimes those are things that you can retake. The little quizzes can be retaken by the end of the unit for higher score. And then there's the big tests, and the big tests are usually summative. That's the learning deadline. You can't improve those scores once those go in. Homework is, we have 15%, so it's not a huge part, but it is an important part, right? They're staying on top of their homework and getting that done. Warning, with the block schedule, that gradebook moves slowly but swiftly. It does. So you need to really watch it. I will try to push it out on a regular basis as well for you. But look at the details. A lot of times parents just look at the bottom line grade and they're happy with that grade. All right, but let's say the student had a B, but maybe they have an A on precision, an A on engagement, and their homework's way down. Well, that could be a red flag later on. What's happening here? So you can kind of see in here how the grade's broken down and where you need to monitor. You also can see the gradebook details, and a lot of times I'll put a comment in there if there's an issue with something, or if the weekly engagement there's an issue. I'll put in comments what's going on here. Student was off task this day, or whatever the situation may be. If they're not getting a 16 out of 16 for that week, or 20 out of 20, depending on how many days in the week, 4 points a day, you'll see it there. Classroom management, yes, me and 36 students, all right, 35, 36 students. So we need to have a safe learning environment, productive learning environment. So expectations are the Viking expectations. Students know what proper behavior is in the classroom, and when they kind of forget, in the beginning, I gently remind them, try to get them going in the right direction, try to build a relationship with them, have some one-on-ones, that type of stuff. When I cannot have success and I have the same issues each and every day, students basically telling me, Mr. Plank, you need to pound sand. That's when I may come to you and say, hey, I've been trying these things, not having any success. Can you help me out? But again, I try to handle it myself first before I go to you. And I go to you. Then hopefully we'll see some changes. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. Okay, and if we don't have a change after that, then that's when I'll have to go to OHS administration, which I prefer not to have to do that, but I'll have to go to OHS administration, see if they can help change the behavior. The one big issue we've been having is the cell phones and the earbuds. And teachers, and I was guilty of it, were a little soft with those coming back into the classroom from the COVID times. And it just doesn't work. Students, you let them have their phone earbuds, the engagement's off, and before you know it, they're failing the class. Most of my DF students last year are students that just struggled with the darn phone and the earbuds daily, and just doesn't work. So my policy this year is they come in each day. All right, phone silent in your bag, earbuds out in your bag, put them away. And I remember kids already testing me, right? They're already testing me, pulling stuff out a little early and stuff. So I'm in that stage right now, little warnings, that kind of stuff. But next step will be, okay, let me put in your phone and stuff. And it goes in your bag. Let's move your bag over here, right? And start doing some of those things. And then I'll be contacting you if we can't get that fixed. Classroom organization, the textbook structure. We don't have a formal traditional textbook. The district is moving to open up resources, which is going to be our textbook. But we haven't fully baked every lesson that we're going to use from that textbook yet. That's what teachers were working on, figuring out, we like this, we don't like this one. So there might be some we really like, we're going to use theirs. There might be some, we might build our own, make our own lessons. So again, that's going to be a process being worked on over this year, but I'm going to organize all that in Google Classroom for the students. I'll have everything there for them to access that they need. And most of my lessons are going to be a combo of Pear Deck and Open Up resources. So again, you can go online to Open Up resources and you can check out their site if you want to learn more about their materials. But Pear Deck is a cool interactive tool that I use. Students are working on traditional paper work, and then I have them do something right on the Chromebook. I have a Google slide, I pull it up, and I have it interactive where they can have a whiteboard, they can write right on their screen, like these top problems you see up here. I can ask a question when they have to give me a written response. They type in the response. I can give them a multiple choice question. They can put their answers there so we can quickly see where the students are answering. Students get instant feedback. Are they getting it right? Are they getting it wrong? So they can have aha moments if they're making those beautiful mistakes. So I love it. So one thing, every student gets a chance to answer those questions. I ask that question. It's not just, me, Mr. Plank, or just one or two students. No, everybody gets to answer the question. Gives me real-time data, how they're doing, gives the students that instant feedback. I can share their work anonymously, so I can share a beautiful mistake. And those students not embarrassed that that's their mistake up there. No, it's a great mistake. It's common. What happened here? We have a conversation about that. Two students solve a problem different ways. Oh, great. How did you solve it? How did you solve it? Oh, they got to the same answer. They just thought about a different way how they got there. Excellent conversations we can have. And then students hate teachers when they cold call, just like, hey, Johnny, what's going on? Sarah, like not ready. But with this, I can see a student already did the thought process. They got an answer. I can see, their answer is good. So when I call on them, they can then have success sharing out, be comfortable sharing out their answer. Because they know Mr. Plank already saw the answer and it's good. So they just share that out. And most important for me as a teacher, being more effective, it greatly improves my wait time because I can see where the students are at. I might not be able to wait till every student finishes everything, but I can get down to, okay, most people are done here. Okay, now we can go. So that greatly improves my wait time. Once I started using this a few years ago, I realized, I was going a little too fast sometimes. What I thought was enough think time for students. So I love it. Here's just a quick example of the lesson we did on Wednesday. So we have a warm up. Kids are practicing some skills they developed the previous couple lessons. Then I may ask something on Pear Deck, so that was on paper. Now I'm asking maybe a couple questions on Pear Deck. Boom, they get the answer. I get the feedback right there and share it with them. Then boom, we're back to their paper lesson and they're working in their teams. We kind of set up this. We launch this problem. And the kids discuss it, do some initial questions about it. We bring it back. We discuss it. I may ask some more check for understanding type questions on Pear Deck. They get the information there. Then we go back more in the lesson, get the teams working again in groups. They're communicating, they're talking, they're doing the problems, they're working on it. I'm checking as I'm walking through the room. Okay, let's bring it all back together and share it. Maybe I had the answers. This example, I had the answers for each one of those. They did, and it's double bubbles, right? They have the answer, and at the same time, I'm asking them another question on Pear Deck that they're giving me their response there as well. So they're getting the answer that they did, and they're answering something else for me at the same time, or during that same slide, I should say. All right, this kind of goes back and forth. So that's that structure I've started to use with this. I like it a lot. and it won't be like that every day, but that's going to be a very common a way of presenting these lessons. Extra help in communications. Email is the best way to get a hold of me. We do have the Math Center after school. I think those times are, I don't have the right times here. Obviously, school goes to 3:20 now, but after school, Tuesday, Wednesdays, room 109 is the Math Center, and then Odin's Eye is in the library as well. So thank you for tuning in. If you have any questions or you need me for anything during this semester, give me an email, mplank@rjuhsd.us. Thanks for tuning in.